Hey, it's Roger, and today we're going to talk a little bit about writing blogs for 2025 because things have changed a lot. Blogs have been around for a while, but the algorithms are changing, and AI is here, and people obviously want to use AI to shorten up their processes and get things done at the same time and get them done well. And we have an example article here. And what I want to do is go through it and show you how well it's been done because it has been done well. Some time was put into this. AI wrote the facts, and the person who edited the article has spent time and enough time to make sure that this article is correct. I can't tell you who wrote this, and I can't tell you who this belongs to. So I'm going to make up a company for this, and we're just going to say that this company is a distributor of metalworking equipment, and their target market is business owners who have metal shops. And I mean, it could be a myriad of people who this this fabrication equipment distributor wants to talk to, but mainly it's going to be for people who buy their products. So what I want to do is just spend a few minutes, and this is going to be a series, but I want to spend a few minutes and show you how well this article is written, but I want to show you how to make it even better. So um, this is with tariffs being on the horizon and not on the horizon, they're here, but we're going to get even more. So this is becoming an issue that's in the news. A lot of people are paying attention to it, especially people who buy construction or metalworking equipment that comes from overseas. And there are quite a few of those people, and tariffs are super important. So the headline here is: Can companies write off tariffs as a tax break? I'm just going to read this first paragraph. I'm not going to read them all, but I'm going to show you how we should formulate this particular headline and this particular paragraph in order to speak directly to our customers and how to attract potential customers to our blog and give them some really good information that they can use in their own business, because that's what business is providing things to people who then turn around and buy your service or your product or whatever it is that you're selling. So, can companies write off tariffs as a tax break? Tariffs, import taxes placed on goods brought into the U.S., have become a growing cost for businesses that rely on global supply chains. Whether it's raw steel, electronic components, or finished consumer goods, companies often face steep duties that directly raise the price of doing business. The good news: while tariffs themselves are not a special tax break, they can be treated as a deductible business expense when calculating taxable income. Okay, so who are we talking to exactly? From the headline that I just read and the paragraph that I just read, who are we talking to? We don't really know, do we? We could be talking to any business in the country. Anybody that is paying tariffs on equipment that they're buying from abroad. This could be anybody. So how does this help? Well, it's good, solid information, and it could be, like I said, it could be for a myriad of people who own companies. But if I were a metal fabrication equipment distributor, I'd want to narrow this down and make it direct it directly at my customer base or my potential customer base. So how would I do that? Well, after I have the article put together, then I'm just going to massage it a little bit. And instead of saying, can companies write off tariffs as a tax break, I would say, I would talk to my customer base or my potential customer base and say, can metal fabrication companies write off tariffs as a tax break for metal fabricating equipment abroad that comes from abroad, or something of that nature? You want to get your desired reader and what they do and what you provide into every headline. And now this takes a little bit of practice, but it's easy to do. So we can keep it, we can shorten it up. We can say, can fabrication companies write off tariffs for imported fabrication equipment as a tax break? And then in the first sentence, we want to back up what we've said here. So we're going to massage this first sentence and try to include the same content that we used up here. So um, I'm just going to go ahead and change this. Well, no, I'm not, because I have it open in a read-only format. But here we would say tariffs, import taxes placed on goods brought into the U.S. Okay, I would change this from goods to metal fabricating equipment. And then here I would say have become a growing cost for businesses. I would change that to have become a growing cost for metal fabricators that rely on global supply chains. And then here, from the rest of the paragraph is fine. You can add another keyword in here, but you don't want it to be spammy. But what you do want to do is get your audience and what they buy from you featured in this headline, so that the Google's algorithm will pick it up and understand who your market really is. That way the algorithm will know to send you the right traffic. You don't care about retailers. If you're an equipment distributor, you don't care about retailers who sell uh, say five and dime stuff, candy, clothes, overalls, things like that. That's not who you're speaking to. So you can consider Google a third grader, and third graders learn by repetition. And that's basically on the level of how these algorithms understand content. So, what do you want to do to teach a third grader? You want to repeat, 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 and then it'll click for them. So, on the next one, we would say understanding how tariffs work. And I would add understanding how tariffs work for metal fabricators. Okay. And then and again, we're going to work on the first sentence in the paragraph. When a company imports goods, well, you could say fabricator shop owner buys imported goods, or when a fabricator imports goods. There's lots of different ways that you can massage this, but we're going to get our target market or what we're selling into each of these headlines. and in the first sentence of each of these paragraphs. Now I could go on and read here, and I'm going to show you one last example of what I believe is the target market of the person who wrote this article or blog post. Deduct tariffs as a business expense, include tariffs and cost of goods. Okay, this is a bookkeeping. This is a bookkeeping acronym. Cost of goods sold, and while every fabricator understands what COGS is, not everyone who uses COGS understands or wants to read about things from a metal fabrication equipment supplier. I hope that's clear. So we would say for manufacturers and retailers of what? Metal fabrication equipment or some variation of that keyword, because right now it sounds like we're either talking to general business people or we're talking to this audience. This is the way this is written. The audience could be bookkeepers, or the audience could be tax attorneys. So, leverage timing of deductions. Companies can potentially improve cash flow by managing how and when tariff expenses are recognized for tax purposes. Now, that sounds like it's directly talking to maybe a tax attorney or someone who files taxes like a CPA for the general public and businesses. So, what we want to do is massage all of these headlines or subheadlines and let Google know, because Google is not as smart as you think. If you feed it repetition, it will learn, make it easier to learn what the article's really about and who the article is for. And another benefit of blogs and blog posts in 2025 is internal linking. So if we go back to the top paragraph here, and okay, we've changed this to can metal fabricators write off tariffs as a tax break. And then if we change this to if we change goods to metal fabrication equipment, then what did we just get? We got an opportunity for internal linking. So we will use metal fabrication equipment as the anchor text for a link to one of the metal fabrication categories on our website. And the more interlink, that's called interlinking. And the more we interlink our website, the more Google understands. So repetition, repetition, repetition. This is going to give you an opportunity for this fresh content, which is a brand new blog post, to link over to one of your products pages or one of your service pages or both from the same blog post. And that's giving you a great advantage in SEO in general over your competition. And this could be for anything. You could be providing, uh, hard hats, gloves. You could be providing boots. You could be providing anything, but you want to tailor the blog post to your target market and use those industry terms that your target market knows about. Number one, it confirms to them that they are reading a blog post that is relevant to them in their business, and it gives you that interlinking opportunity that you otherwise wouldn't have with a blog post that doesn't mention what you sell or what services you provide. So I hope that has been helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment and I will answer you as quickly as I can.